All right, we'll transition over to the Eastern Conference. The Milwaukee Bucks and the Brooklyn Nets.
A little disappointed.
A little. This is a
Yeah.
big disappointment. Obviously, it's unbelievable what Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving are doing so far. And truly, that whole Brooklyn Nets team is playing at just another level. But this was billed as a series that was going to be one of the best we've seen in the last couple of years. Two pretty strong teams with stars across the board, and Milwaukee truly is just like, I don't know what is happening with them. They look so out of sync. Their offense cannot get going. They are not hunting out favorable matchups because there are some weak links in that Nets defensive system. Giannis is getting stifled by Blake Griffin, who has reinvigorated his career and turned into like a less athletic Dennis Rodman, like just hustle plays. He's diving on the floor. He's getting in the way, guys. Like, it's truly remarkable what's happened to him after he didn't dunk last season.
Brooklyn's got a new big three.
Big four as soon as Harden's back. It's unbelievable. And like LaMarcus Aldridge had to pull out. He must be sitting at home just so unbelievably sad that he can't be a part of this team right now because they are operating on all cylinders. Joe Harris is consistently getting open shots, the most open shots he's ever had in his career, and he is just lights out. But I heard today on another podcast, Kevin Durant right now is shooting 55, 50, 91 splits. And 90% of his 3-point shots that he's taking are contested. And he's hitting 50%.
Must be nice to have half a foot on your average defender.
It's true. And what it seems like whenever he gets the ball, it's a bucket. Like, he's just so awesome, and getting back to that level where he was at before the gruesome injury, of course, in Scotiabank Arena that we recall so vividly, as a lot of eyeballs north of the border were on that game. But he's back, and he's showing everyone that he is, I don't know if you ever forgot, but he was going to probably take the title as the best player in the game before that injury, was going to have three-peated on titles, and was truly dominant on both ends of the floor. It's not just the scoring, but he was blocking Brook Lopez the other night, and rotating and staying in front of guys and just using his immense length to really be disruptive. And it's what they've needed from him in order to complete this defense, because they need a little bit more of a rim protecting presence. And Milwaukee has not been able to attack the paint at all, which is just frankly astounding to me that they can't do that. But they need to come out with way more energy in game 3. Otherwise, this series is over, because Brooklyn is just in fuego. It's unbelievable.
Damn.
I guess the last thing I wanted to touch on is like one of the reasons why they've been so in fuego. Obviously, I talked about the drop coverage with Brook Lopez, but taking out DeAndre Jordan and Nick Claxton and some of the traditional centers that Brooklyn is normally operated with, and going with a Blake Griffin, going with a Bruce Brown in that big role, they are playing almost that Draymond type role where they're catching the ball in the short roll from Kyrie, from KD, and from Mike James, and picking apart the defense, because it becomes 4-on-3 in terms of rotations. And Bruce Brown, as a guard playing the 4 or 5, is a guy who sees the game at a different level. He's got the playmaking ability, and he's just setting up guys. And of course, Blake Griffin also has that playmaking ability. And those guys are really tearing apart Milwaukee's defense right now. But you can't really stop Brooklyn on offense. So it's really up to Milwaukee to make some adjustments on their offensive side of the ball in order to keep pace, because the defense has been all right. It's just the offense has been terrible, and they need Middleton. They need Holiday to show up on that end of the floor, and they need Giannis to be more assertive in that first 45 minutes of the game, like we talked about.
Yeah, this was kind of supposed to be it for Milwaukee, and through 2 doesn't seem like they've even put up a fight. I'm looking forward to our off-season content and doing a lot of team autopsies. This could potentially be a huge one.
Yeah. And you wonder if Giannis, he probably doesn't, but if he regrets signing that big extension because they don't have a lot of moves to make. And
Yeah, that's
they're
what I'm
kind of
saying.
stuck with this group for the next couple years.
They've made the moves, and
Yeah.
this is what you get. Like, yeesh.
Yep. Could be a Middleton trade in the near future if this doesn't go better.